What is up, everybody? What is up? Welcome back to the Science of Flipping podcast. I'm going to get right into this. I'm just kind of motivated this morning. It is pretty early morning here, Miami time. Definitely earlier than most West Coast individuals are awake. I want to talk about seasons. As you can see just from my rooftop here, it is raining here in Miami, which is actually kind of normal, but it is wintertime, and I want to talk to this idea about seasons. So bear with me here, because it's something that actually has been on my radar recently a lot, whether people are talking about it, whether I'm going through it. And I don't mean seasons like the weather. I mean seasons like in your life, and it happens to everybody. And the reason why I'm going to bring this subject up right now is because it is just the beginning of December, and some of you are absolutely crushing it in your business and achieving everything you want to achieve, and it's awesome. Some people are doing better than they thought, which is great, and then some people are just not achieving what they want to be achieving at all, and that happens also. And so why I want to bring this up is I was at an incredible mastermind this last weekend. Yes, I myself invest a lot of money in coaching and masterminds for myself, for my businesses, so I can always gain more knowledge, become wiser, and be able to just learn from other people's doing it at a high level. And so what happened was one of the speakers was really talking about this season, this tumultuous season he was having. And it actually lasted for a couple years. And while I don't want to be that extreme here on this podcast, this show, I do want to talk to the individuals who may be going through a season of not achieving what they want to be able to achieve. And what this speaker was talking about, I'm going to leave his name out, was he was achieving a massive amount of financial success, but was really kind of just lost personally, completely lost. Everything about what he thought he knew was not working personally, and he was crushing it in business. Now, on the flip side of things, as a coach and a mentor, I find that a lot of people in our space actually are not achieving a ton in business, and they're not hitting their goals. And it can be a season that you're going through these things, right? Also, at the elite level of my coaching, I find a lot of people that are going through challenges on the scaling side of the business, right? They're not achieving, or they're not doing as well as they should be doing, and they're going through a certain season, and things are popping up, or rehabs are taking longer, or lawsuits are happening, or whatever it may be. And so I want to take a moment and just talk to you for a second about really looking in the mirror and asking yourself, why are you going through this season? Is it really external? Is this season out of your control completely? Or are you going to be honest with yourself and realize that this season is actually 100% in your control, and you can absolutely change the season? Unlike natural seasons, right, where you have winter, summer, fall, and spring, our personal seasons can very much be in our control, and in most part are in our control. And so if you're not achieving right now, it's the beginning of December as I record this show. If you're not achieving right now, it's 100% on your shoulders to make that change. 100%. For some people, maybe you're watching this and have been watching me on YouTube, or listening to my podcast for a long time and have never taken the leap of faith to jump into real estate investing, wholesaling, flipping, building wealth through rentals. You've never taken that leap of faith, and yet you're really unhappy financially. You're not achieving your goals. You're not happy because you have a boss. You're working full time. You're working your 9 to 5, which turns into a 9 to 7, and you're just not happy. Well, I would challenge all of the above, right? To look in the mirror and say, well, you can make the decision. You can change this. And why this really hit so heavily to me, and why this is something that I had to do a show about, was because I went through a better part of a decade was a season for me, right? That while success financially was happening, I wasn't actually wise enough. I wasn't actually smart enough to look around the corners of what actually I was trying to build. I was very much caught up in make as much money as I can, have an incredible life, travel all the time, buy nice stuff, do things that money can create. But I wasn't building wealth. And when I say it was like a decade of a season, that's a long season, people, right? And why this speech at this mastermind was so powerful for me is because literally this year, 14 years in the business, going on my 15th year in January, I started buying rentals. I actually did what I wanted to be doing the whole time, because we all know that wealth is best created through real estate, whether it's commercial or residential. But I was too focused on cash. I was too focused on lifestyle. I was too focused on the things that wholesaling can bring to you. And I wasn't focused enough on actually doing both. See, what I believe, and I know for certain, and I want to impress this upon you, is wholesaling is the one of, if not the best businesses to operate. You can make so much money and you have very, very little to risk. Simultaneously, it can create a ton of wealth. And I didn't see it. I couldn't see it. I was blinded by this season I was in of living the lifestyle that I've always wanted to live, that, you know, my family was never able to provide for me, and all these great things. And through that, I was just blinded by it. And I really want to echo this point. Whatever you're going through, maybe, like I said, maybe you've been listening to my podcast for a long time, watching my YouTubes, wanting to get into real estate investing, wanting to become a wholesaler, wanting to start building wealth through real estate, but just never pulled the trigger. Well, you can change that. You are the ones that actually have the opportunity to change the direction that you're heading. So if you're working full time and you're frustrated and you want to get into real estate, and you're listening to my podcast and everyone's podcast, and you're listening and watching my YouTube and everyone's YouTube, but you're not doing anything to change your current situation, that's a season, but that's a season that you're choosing. Okay? If you're actively wholesaling and flipping and you're making a ton of money and it's awesome, but you haven't figured out a way to start to build wealth, then that's a season. But again, you are completely responsible for that. You can you can change it, and you're in complete control of it. Listen, I started buying a minimum of one rental a month this year, 2014, as I shoot this podcast show and the show on YouTube. Or it's not 2014. I'm sorry. I don't know why I just said that. It's 2021. 14 years in the business. About to go to 15. And it just, you know, for me, I would tell you the impetus was wife and kid, right? Cash is great. It affords us to live a nice lifestyle, but you start to think a little bit more in the future about what are you actually creating, and what's going to happen, you know, to your life in 20 years, right? And so I just said, you know what, screw it. And I started talking a lot about it. And long story short, I was able to find a private lender. And here's where I'm going with this is, a lot of people are like, Justin, yeah, but you make so much money. You're buying rentals. I don't make that much money. It's this, that, and you don't need your own money. I have not spent $1 of my own money on these rentals I'm buying. And the reason being is that I can move a lot faster and buy a lot more properties by leveraging private money to buy these properties. That way I don't have to worry about how much money I have and what I need to do with it. That way I can continue to live the lifestyle that I want to be living and buy rentals the way I want to buy it. And so I don't have any of my own cash in these rentals. None, not $1. And I continue to wholesale 10 to 20 deals a month nationally each and every month, and continue to make that kind of money that everyone wants to make by wholesaling and flipping. And so I will tell you, it is your time to change right now, today. When you listen to this or watch this YouTube, it is your decision. Don't point the finger. Don't blame your boss. Don't blame your spouse. Don't do anything but look directly in this mirror and say, it's time I become a real estate investor. It's time I scale my business. It's time I buy rentals. It is time I change the direction I am heading. And I really wanted to do this because I was so impacted. I almost couldn't, I wanted to do it right as I heard it, but I had to just digest it a little bit to realize the seasons I've gone through. And when I tell you I went through a decade-long season, it's true. The timing has to be right. But if you're fed up because you're doing a deal a month wholesaling and you're trying to get to 5 deals a month, or you're fed up because you even want to get your first wholesale deal, or you're fed up like me and don't have any rentals, make a decision right now to change. Don't wait till January 1st. Don't wait till the start of the year. You know, you've heard all the stories. All the people that try to lose weight at the beginning of the year, they go for the first week and they fall off. And it's some crazy high percentage. Don't be that person. Make a change today. Make a change right now. Just decide to change the season you're in, and you can absolutely do that. It's almost always self-imposed. Almost always self-imposed. And so if you're in real estate, want to get in real estate, I'm more than happy to help. Hit me up here on YouTube, make a comment, or go to my Instagram, @𝐷EjustinColby, and send me a direct message. I listened to your podcast. I need to change my season. I'm ready to make a change. I'm ready to get started wholesaling, or I'm ready to scale my business because I'm doing, 10, 15 a year, and I need to get to 50. Or maybe you're actually ready to take the season on of building wealth, buying rentals, and creating wealth for you and your family for longevity. If you're any of that, just hit me up on Instagram, @𝐷EjustinColby, and let me know. That's all you got to do, man. I'm man or woman. I am here for you. I'm telling you now, I've gone through these seasons, and I've recognized they're self-imposed. Hopefully this helps you today. Hopefully it helps somebody. Sure as hell helped me. Again, if you are listening to this on iTunes, drop a 5-star review. I'd greatly appreciate it. But also, get over to youtube.com/JustinColby. Subscribe, because these are also videos that I drop each and every week. I look forward to talking to you guys on the next episode. Talk to you then. Peace.